Right, hello everyone, Rich here, back for another Minecraft ship tutorial video thing. Something a bit different today. This is actually a basic tutorial, or sort of my half-assed tutorial on how to design a ship using deck plans. Now what we're going to do, we're going to follow the same process that I'd done with my Titanic, my 2018 version, using a deck plan. Now people have been asking me how deck plans are relevant to the shipbuilding that I do, and it's all about counting pixels basically. So what I've done, I've downloaded a ship's or a Titanic deck plan, or a sort of basic deck plan, which consists of a top view and a side view. And what I've done, I've cut this into sections. So we've got a top image and a side image, and I've reduced it down to the length of the ship we want. So the ship that I'm going to be building is the same as my original, which is 456 blocks long. Now in image terms, that is 456 pixels long. So what we'll do, we'll go into the folder with the images in, so you can see there I've got the 4 images there. Now I've got the side view, which is 456 long, and the top view, which is 456 long. They're the two scales, and I've also got double the image quality, or double the length basically. So they are double the size. They're also handy for when I'm doing detailed work. But we've got the side view there, which is now 456 pixels long. Now, if we go into Minecraft in a minute, I've already laid a keel, which is the full length, 456 blocks long. That is not really relevant at the moment. It's just the full length of the ship. So there we are. There's our 456 blocks long. There's something popped up there. I don't know what that was. Anyway, that is that there. Now, just pop back to our image, which is here. So we're going to go to the side view first, and we're going to build or measure the thing up so we know it's the right length. So anyway, I'll just quickly show you. So there we are. Horizontal, it's 456 blocks long, or 450 pixels long. So that's what we want. And what we're going to do, I'm just going to measure the ship's hull first. So we're going to start at the tip of the keel, right down at the front end of the ship, where we're going to build. But I'm just going to measure the hull up first. So we'll start with the red, and the red is 19 pixels high. So I'm going to reduce that to 18, and then the black is 17 blocks, so I'm going to increase that to 18, so I make it 50-50, so it's 18-18. So we'll go back to Minecraft, and we're going to start at the tip of the keel. So this is the front end, and we're going to build the red to 18 high, so that's 1 already, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and then the black is 18 as well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So there's our hull height. And then the yellow line on the top, which is not important at the moment, but there we go. So that is the height of our hull. Now what we're going to do now is go roughly halfway down the length of the ship. It doesn't matter where exactly, but just go roughly halfway down the length of the keel. And we're going to build the ship's width. So it doesn't matter where exactly. So we're roughly halfway, and we'll go back down to the keel. So we'll go down to the keel here, and then we'll go back to our image. And we don't need this right now, so the side image we can close, and we'll go back to our top image, which is the top scale, that one there. So I'll open that in Paint again, and so there we are. There's our I'll just measure this first. So that is 456 long, so that's fine. And the full width of our ship, if I go from side to side, is 49 blocks. So that is what's half of 49? That is 24 plus 1 in the middle. So yeah, that's the width. So I want 24 and 24 either side now. So it's 49 width. So we'll just go back to Minecraft now, and we'll build 24 out to the side. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 24 out like that. And then we build our hull upwards, so that is 18 again. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then the black, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Plus the yellow on the top. And I just measure these sections to make sure they are 18. So the black is 18, and the red is 18 as well. So that's fine. So that is the side hull done. So that's the full width of one side. So I'll just copy this to the other side, so that we know it is the same on both sides. So like I say, I'll copy it quickly. So we do copy, flip to the right, and then paste. Like so. So there we are. There's the full width of our ship. So that's 49 wide, and I'll just measure that as well to make sure that is right. So 49 is the width that we want. And there we go. So that's 49 in width. So that is absolutely fine. So there we go. That is the front of the hull and the sides. The back end isn't important at the moment. But what we do, we're going to fly back to the front end now. And we'll go to the top of the black. And we'll start building there. But we're not going to build it just yet, because we're going to go back to our top view now. So we'll close this a second. Go back to our top image, which is here. And what we're going to do, we're going to zoom in a bit. Zoom in so we can get to the front end. And what we're going to do, we're going to get the wiggly line now. Remember, this is basically for PC users, really. I should have explained that at the beginning. Yeah, I do apologise for that one. So yeah, we're going to use the wiggly line. And we're going to use red, and we're going to use blue. Does not really matter which one. So we'll go for the wiggly line, and we'll go from the centre at the front end, and we're going to build out or draw out to the outside edge, like so. And then we're going to wiggle that line around, like so. So it sort of goes along the contours of the hull of the ship, and there we go. That is that line there, going from the centre around to the outside. And what we'll do, we'll zoom in again and join all those lines up in the right places. So each pixel is a block, basically. Make sure they're all lined up and connected in the right places. Sorry, I've just got a few issues here, so just delete the ones I didn't need. And get these all joined up. Oh, bloody hell. Join in the right places, where? Right, so there we go. That's the front end done. And what we need to do is just do the back end. So we'll extend the side down roughly to where the rear lifeboats are. And then what we'll do, we'll get our curvy line again and go from there and draw that down to the centre at the back end. And then drag that around so we can follow the contours of the stern, which is not brilliant at best. So actually I'll go from the back end, go from the centre at the back, and try and draw a bit more accurately. And yeah, not brilliant, so sorry, I'm not doing this very well. Screw it, we'll do it anyway, so let's do it this any old how. And that will do, that looks fine. There we are, that's the back end all drawn out, so we'll just fill in the gaps again and connect all the blocks up. And this may take a while, so bear with me. Like I say, you can do this on PC, you can do it, you can probably, anything you can get a paint program on, you should be okay. And let's see, it's not lining up too well, but you know, it's this thing anyway. So what we'll do now, we'll copy that to the other side, so we'll just copy this down to the centre, copy and paste it, and then flip it so it's at the bottom as well, so it's the same on both sides, like so. So it's not strictly the same on both sides. So we've got a flat line along the back there, but that's not a big issue. We can make changes to that later on, but this is just a rough guide, remember. So that's the back half done. So just quickly do the front half as well. Not exactly important, but we'll do this anyway. So copy, paste, flip vertically, and there we go. So that's the design. Well, that's the drawing sort of done anyway. Right. So that is the rough guide. So remember that, like I say, this is just a rough guide, but this gives you an idea on how it works. So what we'll do is zoom in back to the front end, and using the blue, we shall count the pixels. So the first one at the front there, so we want 2 at the front there. So back to Minecraft. If Minecraft would bloody run, there we are. So I'm going to use white for this one. So for the top of the black, so we'll build it from the top. So we're going to add another block there, so make that 2 at the top there, like so. And then we want 3, 3, 3, 3. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rows of 3. So 11 rows of 3 going out to the side. So I'll go from the left. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's 11 rows of 3 like that. And then we want a row of 4, and then 3, and then 4. 3, 4, 3. So we go 4, 3, 4. And that's so 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's 4, 3, 4. Whatever it was. And then we want 4 again. 1, 2, and then 5. So it's 4, 4, and then 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like that. And then the next row is 2, 4. So that's 5 again. And the next one is 2, 4, 6, 7. So it's a row of 5 and then 7, I think. So that's 5, 7. Yeah, so we'll do 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the next row is 2, 4, 6, 8. So I want 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the next row, I'll use the measuring tool for this one. So the next row is the horizontal 10. So we want 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the next row is 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And then the next row is 43. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3. So that's 43. I believe that is. So it's 43 in length. That's fine. And then we want the outside line, which is the widest part of the ship. And the length of that is 250. So this is going to be hell. So I shall use stack for this one. So I do stack 250, and that should be a line of 250. As you can see, it is lined up with the outside edge. That's fine. So I just measure from the front end right down to the back end there. So that 250 has gone right through the top line of the outside edge, which is absolutely fine. That's what we wanted. So just make sure this 250 line is the right length. Right down to the end there. That is 250 there. So one block too long. And that's fine. So that's the line of 250 there. So now we go to the back end of our drawing. And we'll do the same again. So start curving back in again. So the next row on the inside is that is 22. So curve in was 22. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. And then the next row is 13, and the next row is 10. So it's 13 and 10 the next two rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then the next row is 7 and 7. So it's two rows of 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then the next two rows, actually I can paint these ones now, so that's 7. And then what? 5, 5, 4. So 5, 5, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the next row is 3, 4, 3. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And the next row is 1, 2, and then 2 rows of 2 and then 3. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And then we want 2 in, which is confusing. So we want 2 in like that. And then we want 2, 2, 3 inwards. So we go 2, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. And then for the last row, just measure this one so it's the full width. It should be 9, so it's 4 plus a centre block. So 1, 2, 3, 4 plus a centre block. That should be right above the end of the ship. So right above the end of the keel. So that should be in the right place. So you can just see it's right above the keel there. So that is the end of our stern there. As you can see, it does look a bit shit with the curve in that, but you can straighten the curve out. Remember, the drawing was just a rough guide, but that is our stern done there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy all this to the other side now. So just copy from the front end to the back end. So I just quickly warp to the arrow back to the front. So where are we? Where am I? Oh, there we are. So I'm at the front end here. So I just quickly copy this to the other side. So we do copy, flip to the right, and then we paste. And hopefully that will work. And there we go. That's both sides done. You can just see it all going into view there. So there we are. That is the outline of our ship done. And that's the full length and full width of the design we want. You can do this 1:1 scale if you want to, but in Minecraft, 1:1 scale just looks shit. So that is how I designed my ship. So if you look over there on the Great Eastern, which is not very well detailed at the moment, as you can tell, it's still loading. This is what I normally do. I usually build the top line first, and then I build the hull sections down. So if you look under here, you can see the hull sections. I build them down rather than build them upwards. Where I'm doing tutorials, I build them upwards, but I usually design the top first and then build down. So we've got the hull design like that. So that is the skeleton of a hull. So that is the Great Eastern's skeleton, if you like, and that is how I design my ships. I usually design the superstructure first as well, but as the Great Eastern doesn't have superstructure, that is all we're going to get with that one. So anyway, that is that one done there. So we just fly back over to our temporary Titanic, and I'm just going to quickly restart the game, or restart the recording program, because it is stuttering, so bear with me a second. Right, okay. Okay, back again. Just had to restart the recording program because it does lag quite a bit. So here we are. So we're back at the ship again. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start laying out the superstructure ready. So we'll start at the forecastle. So we'll just quickly go back to our design thing here. So we've got the top line all done. So we don't need this no more. We can dispose of that. And what we'll do, we'll go to our side. Doesn't really matter which. If we want to do the side one or side double, we use the side double one, which gives us more detail. Now this is double the pixels of the one we just done, so everything I measure we half. Okay, so we go to the tip of the bow first, and we'll measure the length of our forecastle, which is roughly about there. So we measure the length of the forecastle. Remember, this ship has got a shear where basically the deck curls upwards, so my one will not. But anyway, we just measure the forecastle. So that the length of the forecastle is here 134. So basically I need to halve that. So 134 divided by 2 is 67 blocks long. So I measure out the forecastle now. So the forecastle, I think, is about 4 blocks high as well. So above the yellow, we'll add 4 blocks up like that for the height of the forecastle. And then we want 67 blocks long. So that is the first block there. And what we'll do, we'll build the forecastle 67 blocks long. So like I said, I'll measure as we go along. I'll build it in wood, because of course that's what the forecastle is going to be. So build it in wood first. And how long is that? That is... Oh, bloody hell. Oh, for God's sake. I've just done that wrong. Right, okay, bear with me. I'm just going to measure it again. Right, so that's the tip. And we want 67 blocks. So that is 59, 56, 57, 58, 59. No, hang on. Just done that wrong. Anyway, we want 67. So that is 68. So we've gone too far by 2. By 1, sorry, and there we are. So that's 67 blocks there. So it's the white at the end, wood in the middle, and then a white block at the end. So that's 67 blocks long there. And then basically build that out to the width of the ship at the front here. So build it out to the width just there, and then down to the line below. So there we are. So that's the one side of the forecastle, and then the other side like so. So down to there. So there's the forecastle laid down. That's the full length of the forecastle. Okay. Now we go back to the centre, and what we want to do now is build that down to the next deck level. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm just sort of thinking that the deck of the ship will sit along the top of the white here. So this white line we built all the way around the deck will sit on this line here. So we'll build the deck across the full width as well, and up to that white line. So we've got a 4 block gap between forecastle and the main deck. So this is the main deck of the ship, and this will be the well deck here. So just get this one out first. Like so. So that is that section then there. So now the length of the well deck we need to do now. So we go back to our drawing, and the gap between the forecastle and the forward of the superstructure, we want to measure that now, and that is 55. So half of 55 is 27. So, or roughly 27 we'll build it as. So I'll build this 27 long, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So it's 27 long there. And what we do, I make it 28 and we build on the 28th block. So it's a 27 block gap there for your forecastle. Your well deck, sorry. So this will be where the cranes and the cargo hatches go. And what we want to do now is to build the next section up, which is 8 blocks high, so that's 4. So we need to take into account the white line, but we don't need to really. So the height of the next deck is, like I say, 9, but it'll be 4. So build the next deck up 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we put the deck there. So that is the front of the superstructure there. So that's 4 high. And then this deck itself, what we need to do now is build back, count back again. We need to go back 5. So we go back. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. Like so. And then we need to build the rest of it up. That's 24, so 12 high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 roughly. And then we can label out the deck. So every deck is every 4 blocks really. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there, well, that is the front of the superstructure, and up here will be where the bridge goes. Okay, so that's the bridge up there. So yeah, there's the superstructure taking shape, as you can sort of see. So that is sort of an outline. I remember that I'm just sort of doing this vaguely because I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. So there we are, that's that one. So back to our drawing again. And what we're going to do is basically measure the boat deck now. It's up to you what you want to do. What you can just go back to the other drawing now and start labelling out the other sections. So we go to the top double on the drawing here, so you can see we've got the forecastle lined out. You can start filling that in. And then for the boat deck, what we can do now is go to the front of the bridge. So the bridge, we've got the bridge lined out. So the bridge wheelhouse. Remember, this is the double width one. This is the double size image. So everything I measure here will be half the width or half the size. So the width of the bridge or the ship's wheelhouse is 29. So half of 29 is 19, I think. Let me just measure this because I can't remember. So 29 divided by 2 is 14.5. So it's so it's 14 either side with a centre block. So there's the centre there, and we want 14 either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then the other side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I just measure this to make sure it's 29. And there we go, so it's 29 wide for your bridge there, your ship's wheelhouse. And I didn't really need to make it that wide because, remember, it is double. And I've fucked up already. So it doesn't need to be 29, it needs to be 14, so... bloody hell. So it's 7 either side, so I'll just delete that again, so it's set to 0. Like I say, so it's 7 either side, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7... 7 that side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that side, and remove the rest. So there we go, there's the full width of the bridge. 14, not 29. There we go. So that's, like I say, it's confusing, but there we go. Right, so while we're at the bridge, we can start adding the windows. So add a window, actually we'll put a centre window in here. So a centre window, window, and then blocks there. As I say, I'm just doing this roughly because I don't really know what the hell I'm doing. I usually do things a lot better than that. So anyway, there's the bridge sort of laid out, and it should look something like that. And what we could do, put a line of blocks underneath as well, because that's where the front of the bridge will be building out from. So there we go. There's the full width of our wheelhouse there. I don't need this one anymore. Go back to this one. And we'll close this one because it's more confusing. So we'll go back to the double. We'll go back to the proper scale first, so the proper scale that we're building at, and hopefully things will be a bit better there. So I just measured the wheelhouse because it should be 14 rather than bloody 29. So that's 15. Yeah, it's 14 because I've just over measured by 1 block. And now for the ship's wheelhouse, I just get a wiggly line again. And now for the next bits, these bits that go out to the side here, we can quickly just design those. Like so. Oh, I've done that wrong, so let's do that again. I know this is a bit frustrating the way I'm doing it, but I'm just trying to do this as best of my abilities. So you got the design of the your bridge wings out like that. So it's basically 2 and then 3, 3, 3. So do the same here. So we go 2 and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So it's 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Well, no, so it's 3, 3, 3. And then we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 2, 4, 6 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that goes out to the side like that. So there's the end of the bridge wings there. You do the same the other side, of course. And everything should be fine, so I just double that in height. Remember, I'm not going to do this whole ship. I'm just trying to give you a rough guide on how to do things here. So that's one bridge wing done there. Remember, rough guide, so it's not going to be accurate. But I just quickly copy that to the other side now. So I do copy, flip, paste. So that's both sides. So there's the bridge wings on both sides. So you're getting an idea on how the ship is laying out now. Right, so what I'm going to do now is, I don't know. We'll measure out the boat deck now. So we're going to measure the length of the boat deck. So we can get rid of all that crap I just built there. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to measure the length of the boat deck, which goes from the front of the bridge all the way to the about there. So we can just see the bridge, and the back of the boat deck is just there, to the front of the bridge. So the boat deck we want is 256 blocks long, which goes from the front of the bridge, like I say, down to the back end there. So we want to build the bridge 256 long, or the boat deck, sorry, 256 long. So it goes from the under the bridge basically. So I measure from underneath the bridge there, and I build a line of 256. So this may take a while. But like I say, this is all going to be laid out as best I can. Because I know I'm explaining as I go on, but when I'm doing this on my own, it is a lot better and more explainable. Because I'm not trying to record at the same time and do it all properly. So I'll just do all this quickly. And that is 112. 117, sorry. So we want, what was it, 256 we wanted, wasn't it? So just gone the halfway point, roughly. Like I said, this is the half-assed guide to shipbuilding. So that's 214. And that is 245. And that is 256. There, well, that's 256 there. Just double check it to make sure. Yep, 256 it says there. And what we'll do, we'll put a white block at the end, so that's the 256 blocks there. And what we're going to do, we're going to build the width of the boat deck here, the way it's designed at the back end here, as we can see. So the width of the boat deck, you see it's wide at one point, and then it curves inwards, or curves forward, and then goes outwards again. So we're going to do the back stretch first, which is 34 wide, so I reduce that to 33. So 33, that's 16 either side of this centre block. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Bloody lag, sorry. God's sake, bloody lag. Right, so that is 13, 14, 15, 16 there. And I do the same the other side. 16, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 there. And then for the forward bits, we want to measure that, and it is forward 9. So we go forward 9. So we go forward 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then we build out to the sides to the full width of the ship, which is down there. And of course this is the problem. This is the boat deck. It sticks out one block further than the actual hull. So we can build it out one block further. And that is, I didn't measure it, but I measure it. It is 9 blocks to build it. 9 forward and then 9 out. So I'll do the same the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out, forward, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 out, like so. So there we are. There's the back end of our boat deck. And then what you can do now is from these bits we just built here, you can build them all the way forward until they connect to the ship's bridge wings. So I shall do that while I'm here. I'll do one side anyway. And everything should all be fine in theory anyway, so it should all line up. So where am I? We're nearly there, not quite. Like I say, it is easier to do when you're on your own, but when I'm trying to explain it, it's not very well done, but we're getting a design done, sort of anyway. So we're nearly there. Yep, we're nearly there. And we go out to the ship's bridge, out to the side there. So there's the ship's bridge wings. So the bridge wings go out by one more block, and there we go. That's the outside of the ship done there. So I do the same the other side. Quick, I'll quickly copy paste that one. Otherwise I'll be here all day. Well, not copy paste it, but I'll use Weld Edit. So I'll go from there down to the back end, and it should all line up fine in theory, anyway. But like I say, this is only a rough guide because I'm really not doing this very well. So down to that point there, and we'll do set quartz there, and there we go. That's the outside line done there. So that's both sides of the ship's bridge, boat deck done there. So that's that bit done there, and of course, areas of the ship where the hull has curved, you may want to bring the as you can see down there, you can see the ship's hull curves in a bit there. So you may want to bring the outside edge, so this would be the promenade area here. You may want to bring that in by one block as well, where the hull curves in. But it's up to you how you want to interpret this, and like I say, it's only just a rough guide. So that is the boat deck laid out. So what we're going to do now, we're going to go to the back end of the boat deck, and we're going to sort out the next deck down, going down the decks at the stern, down to the ship's poop deck, basically. So back at the back end of the boat deck, and we're going to build down 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 there, and then that's where the next deck will go. Oh, sorry, the deck will go there. So it's a 3-block gap, and then the deck is there. And then for the next section, which is this square deck here, we're going to go from the end of the boat deck, and we'll measure that to the end of the next part, which is up to there. So it's this square section here on the stern, as you can see here. If I go to the double section, you'll be able to see that better. So just open up the double, and opened it in the wrong program, but never mind. So you can see on the double section, you can see we've got the square section which curves in all directions here, where the mast is. So that's the section we're doing now. So just close that. So, oh bugger. So we need to measure the length of it, which is 26 blocks. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. And I'll change that end block to a white one. So that should be 26. I'll just measure it while we're here. So it should be 26, like so. So that's 26 there. And then what we want to do is build the width of that section there. So this back section here, we need to build the width of it, which is 12. So I measured it wrong, but it says 12, so I make it 13, shall we? So it's 6 either side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. So that's the full width of that part. And then we need to build forward. So we need to build forward, measure that, and we want to build forward 14. So forward 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's 14 forward there. You can do the same on the other side. And then we need to build out. We need to go out 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this is where it gets a bit confusing because you can't actually see very well the design of it. So it says 8. If I go to the double one a minute, top double, and we'll measure it using this one. So we've got, so it's 8 out, was it? Let's just measure it to make sure. So this should say 16. So it's 16. That's fine. And then we need to build forward. We need to go forward 13. We need to get 13 is half that. We need to go back forward 6. Sorry, so we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we want to go outwards 7, so that'd be 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll make it 3 because of the size of it. And then we want to go out back again, or 3 basically. So 1, 2, 3, and then we want to go outwards, basically the full width of the ship. So basically go out to the side. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there we go. So there's that section there, which isn't very well designed, or very well explained, but I'll copy it to the other side. And those who know the Titanic will know that this area is. So we'll do the same here. So quickly copy, flip, and then paste. So there's both sides of that area done there. And as before, well, these sections here we need to go forward now, because the boat deck is slightly, or this next deck here is the promenade deck. Now the promenade deck is slightly longer than the boat deck. So we'll close this one, and we need to measure the promenade deck. So we'll go from the back end of the promenade deck here to the front end, which is just there basically. So we'll measure from back here and measure. Okay, get it lined up properly. Measure all the way to the front, which is basically to the front of the bridge, really. And that line is 259. So hopefully, oh come on, right? So we want 259 basically. So that's the first block. We want to build 259 forward. So that's the first block. And what I'll do, I'll build it. So build this one all the way forward. So this is the 259. I can't remember. Yeah, 259 we want. So just build this all the way forward, and this will go to the in line with the front of the bridge, in theory. So we'll build this 259. And it does take a little while. So how far is that? That is 156. So that's still another 100 to go. And that is now 143. And that is now 256. What was the number I wanted? 259. So I want 3 more. So 1, 2, 3. I apologise if I kept saying 256, but it's 259 we wanted. So yeah, that's the 259. And then what we do is build this back towards the centre to connect to the centre line what we built earlier. And hopefully that should line up. And it does just fine. So it lines up underneath the bridge, like so. So there we are. There's the promenade deck laid out there. And what I'll do, I'll quickly copy that to the other side at the back end, so we get both sides out the way. So that's the promenade deck done. And the next deck down we'll do next. So I just quickly copy this to the other side, and then hopefully everything will be fine. So copy down to the centre at the back end here, and we'll do. Oh, go away. And we want copy, flip, paste, and that's both sides done there. So that's that deck done there, laid out. And then what we'll do now is build this next deck down to, I think it's the well deck, or is it the next deck? No, so I've got another deck down. I don't know the names of the decks. I only know the boat deck and the promenade deck. The rest of them are sort of irrelevant to me. So I'm just going to do another restart of the program to make sure it all runs fine. So bear with me a second. Right. Okay, back again. I just do another jump cut there. But anyway, we're back again now. So what we're going to do, we're going to measure out the next deck down. So just give this a second so it unlags itself. So we're going to go back down to the centre of that the back of the deck we just done, which is the boat deck. So we'll go down to the back end of that, and we're going to build down again. Apologies if it's a bit laggy. So yeah, so from the centre here, build down 4 again, or 3 white. So 1, 2, 3, and then add a wood block for the deck. So then that's a 4 block down like so. And then for the next deck here, I think this whole wall is actually all white, isn't it? So if I build this all in white, because this wall goes right down to the deck below, doesn't it? So just build it down like so. You don't need that block there, so just build this all the way down like I say. So there's the back wall done there. So it's probably not that wide. You can probably readjust that so it's a bit narrower. But I'm just remember it's a rough guide. So the next thing we're going to do is build from these blocks here. But we'll worry about that in a minute. We'll go back to our drawing first, and what we'll do, we'll go back to the end of the end of the deck we just done, which is just about here, this square section here. And what we're going to do, we need to measure that out to the. You can see it curves diagonally, and what we need to do is not measure the curve of the diagonal, but measure the how far back this section of the deck is. So it is from the end of the deck here, and it goes back about 7. So if we build out 6 rows of 2 outwards, curving forward. So if we go back here, we curve out 6 rows of 2. So we go build out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rows of 2 like that, out like that, and then build out to the side. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So build out 14 like that, and that'll give you the outline there. So this deck here doesn't need to be 40, actually. That's going to be 13, because of course the overhanging deck is up there, whereas this one isn't. So I just realised I screwed up a little bit there, so over there, but never mind. So that builds out to 13. I've just noticed, like I say, this deck here above should be 1 block further out, so apologies there. So I build that one further out and all the way down to the front end, because of course that promenade deck overhangs and it attaches to this deck here. So like I said, this should be 1 block wider, this deck here, this middle deck, but apologies there. Anyway, that is that section done there. So I'll do the same on the other side. So it's 6 rows of 2, wasn't it? So we can make the other side. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then out 13, wasn't it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, like that. And that is that section there. And then the sides of this, I just go back to our drawing, and the sides, so I just measure that, goes all the way forward again, but it goes to the front of the lower superstructure. So just measure that from there all the way down to the front end there, which is basically the end of the well deck. So this is the longest part, and that is 281 blocks long. So if we go from here at the back end and build that 281 all the way forward, so measure this as block number 1, and then we want a line of 281. So like I say, I'll build it freehand again, and the deck below, or the deck above, sorry, you're going to want to extend that outwards by 1 block, because I do apologise that I did screw that up a bit, but it's not a big issue at the moment. So like I say, you can just redo that. I'll do a jump cut actually and sort that out, but we just build this all the way forward first. So it should be 281 in length, and then hopefully everything should line up. So just measure how far we've gone. So that is 159, or not 195, sorry, so we've still got about another 80 to go. And we're just going over the curve of the hull, so things are not brilliant, but there we go. And that is 75, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that should be 281 as it is, and then what we do, we build that forward. And what I've noticed here is slightly off by about 2 blocks. So if we reduce that by 2 blocks, because my design anyway is slightly off by 2 blocks, and then what we do, we build inwards and connect to that front line down there. So build inwards, and that will go and connect to the front section that we built there at the end of the well deck. So the well deck is down there, and this front wall here is that section there. So that is that middle deck done there. So that's sort of 3 decks laid out, and that's that. So I do a jump cut now and do the other side. And what I'll do to correct while I'm here, while I do that jump cut, I'll correct the outside here. So this deck here, this middle deck below the top one, we need to build outwards by 1 more block. Okay, so that it's in line with the top line. So you can see there, because of course it's the overhang. So what I do a jump cut while I sort that out, and then we can move on. So back in a moment. Right, okay, I've just get back to that. So okay, so I've just re-sorted out the issues. I've just corrected the outside edge of the middle deck, which is the promenade deck. So now that is the full width of the overhang. So we can see those 2 decks. The 2 top decks are now the same width, and the deck below, which is the one we just built, is the correct width and the same width of the ship. So that is that section all done there. So we've got the back end of the superstructure there, and it looks something like that. Right, so what we're going to do now is work on the ship's well deck. And for this next section we need to build down again. So back to the centre wall on the back here, we need to build down again. So go to the centre, we need to build down 3, 1, 2, 3, and then the wood block 4, like so. So it's 4 blocks there, and that should be the same as always. Now for the well deck, we'll go back to our drawing, and we'll go back to over here. We need to measure the gap between the well deck and the wall we just built, and the gap is where is it? The gap is 21, so we need to build a gap of 21. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So 21 there. Apologies for the hiccups. And then 22, and we build on there. So the ship's poop deck is 4 high again. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the front of the poop deck, and that's the full width of the ship. So I don't know the full width of it at the moment, but we'll just build the top line out to the outside edge of the stern, like so, up to there like that, and then we can connect that down like so. So that's the front wall of the poop deck, like so. Like so, like that, and then the poop deck itself is basically all wood all the way to the tip of the stern. So from the centre, we just build all the way back to the tip of the stern, and then at the tip of the stern we build up 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and then we go. That's the stern poop deck laid out like that. Now that's the basics of the superstructure done. The hull of the ship is a completely different story. Now I'm not going to go ahead and show you how to build the hull of the ship, but if we go back over to the Great Eastern, like I showed earlier on, it is a complex thing to design, and it always is trial and error. The best way I've found is to build the ship the way I just done, like so. Build the top half first, and then focus on the hull afterwards. Then you can correct any issues later on. So the top half is sort of laid out, and then what we'll do for building the hull, I usually start at the tip of the bow. We'll go to the front of the ship. So this is the Great Eastern, okay? It gives you a rough idea on everything like that. And what I normally do, there's a very similar hull anyway. So the tip of the bow is usually a fairly straight area, like so. So you've got a straight area like that, straight line, as straight as you can, and then at the bottom we'll curve back like so. And then the next couple of lines, you sort of get the curve slightly more, or the straight line slightly more diagonal. And then the next row is slightly more diagonal again. And then as you go back further and further, you get more diagonal. And at the top, you sort of create an S-bend, if you like. So the first section, which is about section 4, you build sort of build an S-bend back like that, and then you curve down vertically, diagonal, sort of vertical diagonal, and then you sort of S-bend outwards again. And then you do the same thing again. You get the S slightly more extreme, so slightly S-bend back, and then down subtly, and then S-bend at the bottom. And the next row, keep going further and further back until you get far enough. You can see the S-bend gets more and more extreme, and at the bottom it gets more and more flat. As you can see further back there, it gets more flat. And if you look at the ship front on, you will end up with a sort of hull shape. As you can see, it's not a perfect hull, this one. I mean, it's still going through a design process, but as you can see, you got the sort of curve of the hull going on there, and that's sort of what you want to build. And it's all trial and error. This is something I've been working on. I mean, I've not mastered it yet, and I'm not really qualified enough to give a perfect example of that. But that is how I normally design a ship. And the stern is a whole different affair, because, well, it's the same sort of process, but because the stern is a bastard to build at the best of times. But this, of course, this is an old ship. The stern is very similar. So you can sort of see, start at the centre. The centre is fairly simple. You sort of build the curve of the stern going down, and you've got a straight line. And then you build that curve, keep going, then you build each section going down, and you get a diagonal design every time. And sort of the design gets more and more curvy the further forward you go, until you get to the point where you're just designing a big C or a big D shape. The further you go back, or the further you go forward from the stern, the more flat and more less pronounced the design gets. So that is sort of what I've tried to explain, but it's not. I'm not brilliant at explaining these things. But what we got here is the basics of a Titanic, if you like. I mean, it is the Titanic design that I'm following. But there we go. So what we're going to do now, we're going to work on to put the placement of the funnels. So we're not going to build the funnels, but we're going to put the placements in. So the funnels are. Not going to bother with the top view now. We're going to go back to the side view. Where is it? Side scale. That's what we want. Let's open that in Paint. So we go to the side scale, and we're going to measure the first funnel. Actually, it's probably best to go to the double one. Actually, we'll go to the double, and what we want is to measure where our first funnel goes. And the first funnel we'll measure goes back from the tip of the front of the bridge to the first funnel is 26 blocks. So if we count back 26, that's 1, 2 from the tip of from the top of the ship's wheelhouse. So I want 26. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So on the 27th block is where the funnel goes. So the funnel, the length of the funnel from front to back is 25, so that'd be 12, call it 13. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like so. So that's the first funnel. Actually, make it 12, so 12 like that. And then we put the line underneath as well. So there we are. So the funnel base is 12 long, and the width of the funnel in terms of diameter. So we'll go to the top scale, and we'll get our funnel design like this. So the width of the funnel in terms of scale is 9 blocks wide, so that's 4 either side. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4 that way, and 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. And I just measure the proper design of the funnel as well. I can't really tell from this angle, but from the top, the funnels are 30. So if we make the funnels 13 long, as I said earlier, so make them 13 long, and then we can make them symmetrical. So there we are. There's our first funnel placement there. So it's 13 long and 9 wide. So that's the first funnel. And then from the first funnel to the next funnel, that's where you get a proper design. Where's the right bloody drawing? There we are. So I don't think I'll bother using the double because it's more confusing. So we'll use the proper top scale one. And so I'm going from bloody drawing to drawing here. So we'll go from the scale drawing. And our funnel gap is... oh, piss, no, actually, we'll go from the side scale one because that is probably bloody better. Right, apologies for this. Right, so for the next funnel, we want a gap of, say, 40. It says 47, so say 46 gap we want. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that should be 46. I just measure it. So from the back of the first funnel to the front of the next funnel should be 46. That's fine. And then on the 47th block, we'll do the same again. So 13 long. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then 9 wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. And 1, 2, 3, 4 that way. So there we are. There's funnel number 2 done. Like that. And what we want to do then is to count for the next funnel. So I just put the blocks underneath the first 2 funnels like so. So there's funnel 1 and funnel 2 placement done. Now for the next 2 funnels, of course there's a gap between these ones with the deck. So we've got the superstructure will change shape. But I'm going to use white to measure them. So the next funnel is probably a symmetrical gap. So if it's the same, so it should be about 45, 46. Yeah, it's the same gap. So the same design going back to the next 2 funnels. So what I'll do, I'll copy from the first funnel. Actually, better if I go from this end. So it's the same gap between all 4 funnels. So go from funnel 1 and 2, copy them to funnel 3 and 4. So we do copy. And what I do, I paste these ones in place. So I do paste there. So funnel number 3 is in place. There. And then funnel number 4 we'll paste in as well. So funnel number 4. And there we go. So there's 4 funnels in place. So I just quickly do the sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4 out. 1, 2, 3, 4 out there. Get them in the right design first. So that's funnel 3, and then funnel number 4 is down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there we are. There's the 4 funnels in place, or the funnel placements anyway. So that's where they will go. And it don't look too bad, in theory anyway. Right. So what you can do is start adding the superstructure. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay out the first funnel. No, I'm not going to bother doing the full design of it. I'm just going to do the diameter. So sort out the diameter first. So usually the front of the funnel is 3, so 3 wide at the front, and I normally go out 2, 2, 2, 2, and then we go back 2, and back 1, 2. So it's 3 wide, 2, 2, back 2, back 2. We do the same at the back. So 2, so 3, 2, 2, back 2, back 2. Like that. So that's the diameter of our funnel. So do the same on the other side. 2, 2, back 2, back 2. 1, 2, 2, back 2, back 2. And there we are. That's the diameter of our funnel. And we can get rid of the center piece like so. There's our funnel done like that. Now we need to work on the funnel height. So the funnel height for the yellow at least. Well, the funnel height in total, roughly, is 30 blocks. So I'll just measure the black first. So the black is 10. So we build the yellow 20 and the black 10. So we build 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, that's already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And the black is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like so. Now, of course, I've not added the curve of the funnel yet, because you know the funnel slants, but mine aren't at the moment, so we'll worry about that another day. So that's 20, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then join them together across top like so. So there's the first funnel sort of laid out, and what I'll do, I'll quickly copy this again to the other funnels. So just quickly copy. Hang on, didn't copy that one, so fudge it. So copy to there, so copy from there, and what I'll do, I'll paste these all in place again for the other 3 funnels. So funnel number 3. Funnel number 2, sorry, is there. Funnel number 3 is here. And funnel number 4, of course, is down here. So I need to quickly go underneath. And there we go. Funnel number 4 is in place there. So that is 4 funnels laid out. Like, well, when they load eventually, they should all be fine. So there's 4 funnels laid out. And they don't look too bad. So we've got the sort of basics of the ship done, except the hull, of course. And I've already explained I'm not going to do the hull because that is a real pain in the ass to do. But we've got a sort of accurate depiction of the superstructure of the ship. Like I say, it's just a rough guide, and this will not be finished, of course. This is just a demonstration of what I do and don't do, or a demonstration of what I try and do. So we've got what actually looks quite good, I think. You know, we've got the superstructure laid out, the funnels laid out, and the ship's identity is there. I mean, we've got a full shebang going on there, even though it's just a vague skeleton. And so it don't look too bad. And you know, for people who know what the Titanic looks like, you can fill in the rest of it, because it looks, you know, Titanic is pretty much, everyone can design that. And yeah, it's I think that's all I'm going to do really, because there isn't really much else I can really explain. I mean, the top superstructure now, you can start filling that out. If you're using the same design, we can get rid of that one. Go back to the top scale, and you can start drawing out the boat deck superstructure. So gone into the wrong program. Open with paint. And we'll go into the top deck superstructure. So you can see that the deck house around the first funnels. You can see sort of start measuring around that. So you've got the side wall there on the port side. Or is that starboard side or port side? It's port side, isn't it? So you've got that line there, which is 49 long there. And then it goes out a couple there, and then back there, and then round there. So you've got all these designed there. What I'll do, I'll close that, because I've got these already designed out. Already drawn out from when I'd done the Titanic originally. So if I just minimise all this. And we go back to ship designs. And where is it? Titanic is there. And here we go. I've got all these pits already lined up. So if I just open the boat deck bitmap, which is this one here, you can see I've already drawn round each section of the ship's superstructure. You can see I've done the first section there, which is the forward boat deck superstructure, and then the third funnel deck house, the deck house between funnel 3 and 4, and then the fourth funnel deck house, and then that little deck house with the elevators inside there. So that's all the boat deck superstructure laid out. And what was the next one I done? I think the next ones were sort of the internal deck. So I did download another boat deck drawing here, and what I'd done, I drew around it. So this is the superstructure underneath the boat deck. So this is the promenade deck superstructure, and the front of it is there. You've got those two little staircases there, and this is the inside here, and you've got that end boat deck, the end of the promenade deck there with the mast that goes on. So that's the internals of the promenade deck, which is all neatly laid out. You can download all these deck plans, because of course it being Titanic, it's all easily available. And yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, it's I know I've not explained how to do the hull, because even when I'm building it, it is a trial and error, because I normally build the hull 3 or 4 times before I finish it. So building a hull here today, it would be completely pointless. But that's all I wanted to show anyway. I've already done I showed you the skeleton of the Great Eastern over there to give you an example on what to do. So like I say, you start at the top of the hull and work the way down. That's how I do it. And it's easy. And then you get what you end up with at the end is the bottom of the ship will be laid out from there. So that is sort of a rough guide, a half-assed guide to ship building or ship designs. And I do apologise if it's not been very easy to follow. Like I say, it's not something I normally do. I mean, it is a real pain in the ass to try and explain, but I've got through it what we have. And like I say, it doesn't look too bad. It's all laid out as it is on the deck plan, roughly, and it doesn't look too bad. So if you've got the deck plans like I showed you, you can just do a doodle with, if you've got a computer, do it with paint and things like that. As long as you can count pixels, you're okay. And you can up the scale of the ship. You can reduce the size of the ship using the paint program, and you can make the ship as big as you want using the pixels. As long as you can count the pixels, you can make the ship as big as you want. It's entirely up to you, and it won't look too bad. So it's it won't look too bad. It's, like I say, it's all trial and error. Most of my ships are trial and error, so I'm not going to, like I say, go into too much detail of how to lay things out. But that is a rough guide, and a very rough guide to how I build my ships. So if you want me to do a follow-up on this one and carry on, then let me know and try and design a ship all through. So I'm not going to touch this no more. If you want me to do more videos resulting with this thing, you know, do more videos with this thing, building it into a full ship, then let me know, and we'll go ahead and do a full design with it. So like I say, I won't do no more to this until I hear from you, and we shall go from there. So what we'll do, I'll leave it from there. So this is Rich signing off, logging off, disappearing, and I shall return with another video maybe. So yeah, bye for now, hopefully.